Hello, this is mathematics. And have you ever wondered why you have to flip the inequality sign when multiplying or dividing by a negative? Maybe they taught you this in your math class, but you were just told to do so without a real explanation. Well, this video is going to explain why. So let's start with an example. Let's just say negative x is greater than 5. Basically, when you're dividing or multiplying by a negative number, so in this case, we'll multiply both sides by -1, you have to flip the inequality sign. So what this means is you get x, and instead of it being greater than, it becomes less than, and then you have -5. But why? Why do you have to make this change when you're dividing or multiplying by a negative? Well, it has to do with the number line and the way negative and positive numbers are ordered. So, let's just say this is our number line and 0 is the middle. So on our left side, we'll have our negative numbers. And on our right side, we have our positive numbers. Okay. So, ultimately, when looking at positive numbers, in order to determine between two positive numbers which number is greater, you have to look at how far both numbers are from 0. For example, let's take a look at 5 and 4. So 5 is this far from 0. Now 4 is not as far as 5 from 0, as you can see. So in this case, 5 will be greater than 4. However, when looking at negative numbers, it's the exact opposite, because negative is the opposite of positive. So for negative numbers, in order to determine which number is greater, you have to look to see which one is closer to 0. And it'd be the same relation if you were talking about which number is less. Instead of looking to see which number is closer to 0, though, you'd be looking to see which number is further away from 0. So, taking a look at the same two numbers, or I guess in this case, similar numbers, -5 and -4, since -5 is further from 0, it is less than -4, because -4 is closer to 0. So, taking a look at this inequality that we've kind of structured here, 4 is less than 5 because 4 is closer to 0 than 5 is. Since 5 is further away, it is greater than 0. That is for positive numbers. However, for negative numbers, it's the exact opposite. So, in this case, -5 is less than -4 because -5 is further from 0, while -4 is closer to 0. And this is because as we're counting from left to right, we're going bigger, ultimately. So this direction doesn't change, which is why it works out this way. Anyways, looking at these two inequalities, 4 is less than 5 and -5 is less than 4, we notice some things. One, I'll put them actually right close to each other, the way they were originally. You have the same kind of numbers, 4, -4, 5, -5. The only difference is the negative signs. And you'll also notice that it's the same inequality. You're dealing with some number being less than another number. Now, that is for both inequalities in this case. However, when looking at the numbers in place of these inequalities, for this first one, we have 4 first and then 5. For this next one, it's -5 and then 4. Notice how it's switched. This is because now let's just say we were to, now that we've determined and established that both of these inequalities are true, we were to do the thing where we, I guess in this case, multiply both by negative and positive. Or when we multiply both numbers by -1, or we can divide 2 if we want to. We'll do that actually. Notice how we get 5 And when we follow our rule, we get greater than 4. And now this inequality holds true. Notice how if we didn't follow our rule, we would end up with 5 is less than 4. So ultimately, the reason why you have to flip the sign when multiplying or dividing by negative is because when you look at a number line, on the negative side, everything is flipped. So the further away a negative number is from 0, the less it is from 0. And likewise, the closer a negative number is to 0, the greater, the bigger that number is, or in this case, it'd be greater than whatever is less than 0, or further away. And for positive numbers, the same thing, but in reverse. So it's flipped. So if the number is closer to 0, it's less than the number that's further away from 0. And that's all because when you're counting from right to left, you're ultimately getting bigger. Anyways, I hope that video explains why you have to flip the sign when multiplying or dividing by a negative. Please do be sure to like and subscribe if you enjoy this video and if you want me to keep making more content like this. And also, if you have any math questions, please do feel free to comment and I will make a video on them. Anyways, I'll see you in the next video. Bye.